Honestly, I understand if you're completely lost in the world of AI and you don't know where to go, if you have a business or you lead a team and you're completely lost by the millions of products that are out there and not really sure how to go about it. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 mistakes that you want to avoid if you're starting to adopt AI, or if you've already started to adopt AI in your team or your business. And those are the mistakes we look out for when we onboard customers, be it when we're coaching them through adopting AI or when we're actually building for them structured AI agent workflows. So let's get into it. And the first one I want to talk about here is not asking why. This is the key question that we ask even more. We used to not ask it as much, but now we really ask it almost immediately, is the question of why do you want to implement AI? There is a phenomenon where people just want to have AI because they see their competitors doing it, because they just want, maybe they think it's cool, and because also they're bombarded with a lot of talks by the providers, the AI providers, and a bunch of LinkedIn articles. And this can be dangerous if you're not really asking why or what you're going to do with potentially the time that you save. Do you want to use AI because you want your team to write their emails faster? Do you want to use AI because you want to really change the way that your process operates and your business operates? If you're not exactly sure why that is the case, then that can be dangerous. And especially when you just want to use AI for low value use cases, like I just said here, rewriting emails, or not saying this is not a good use case, but just like there's a lot more out there. And the true value of an AI project is actually not just an AI project, it's also even more of an AI plus conventional software project usually, is when it actually changes the way that a process is being done. But then you want to think about, okay, well, what do I do with potentially the time that I save? And some prospects that we talk to, some leads, they just say, well, honestly, I'm fine at the rates that I'm at. So when we ask them like, well, why do you want to use AI? Then the reality is that it doesn't solve a pain that is really useful. And so that's just something that we want to make sure that we cover and we ask beforehand. Now, the second one is going to be not identifying the right process. So it's tempting to just look at AI and just say, apply it everywhere. It's going to be like the silver bullet, which again, AI providers have told us it is. So I'm not blaming anybody to think that it is not a silver bullet. But then actually just bombarding it on a bunch of different use cases and not really thinking about what the right process is. What we always recommend our customers and prospects is to really focus on one specific process and transforming it with a combination of AI plus traditional software and actually getting to changing completely the process. For us, for example, when we apply our pricing agent, we cut a process that is at least half a day when it's done manually down to 10 to 15 minutes. And sometimes the gap is even more because, they might take sometimes even weeks, not continuous work, but sometimes weeks, down to just 10 or 15 minutes. And so this is the kind of value you want to actually get at. And for a variety of reasons. First of all, because you're going to spend potentially a lot of time and energy and money in actually creating this AI workflow. And also because you want your team to believe that there's an actual value in all of this. And if they just see that, well, we get like 10% faster, not saying it's not good, but it has to be worth actually the change, because that's also a big part. The change management in that thing, in that process is going to be big. And the last one that we see is when you're leading a team or you're managing a business is not asking your team for what they actually need. And this is what we always go when we talk and we go to an organization and we actually say, hey, your management or leadership wants to actually get AI into the business, into your team. We go directly to the people who will be using those agents and who will be using those structured workflows and those AIs to actually say, well, what is actually something that you need help on a regular basis? And most times they will tell you exactly what they need because they know what part of the process that they're doing is low manual work. For example, for us, when we're doing pricing, they want to spend more time thinking about how to optimize the cost of a project that they're doing rather than actually just writing down every line item in a quote. That's just loss of time. So we actually say, well, what if we could actually have you just focus on exactly thinking about the strategy, the pricing strategy, rather than actually writing down every line item, which is just a huge time cost. And of course, those are the main mistakes that we're seeing right now with our customers and prospects, and something that is worth being careful about. So if you want to learn more about how to implement AI in your business and your team and actually transform your complex processes using AI, you can watch this video that YouTube thinks that you'll like.